Ongoing investigation, failure to protect Avery.
The father of Averylee Hobbs, whose mother is charged with murdering her, gives his first in-depth and emotional interview to Chief Investigative reporter Duane Pohlman.
Do you talk to your daughter still?
Every day.
What do you say to her?
Tell her I'm sorry that I couldn't help her. I love her. I miss her.
3 years after the death of his daughter, Jamie Hobbs is still devastated and angry with the system that was supposed to protect her.
How does that happen?
I have no clue.
According to the Hamilton County Coroner, Averylee Hobbs died from blunt force injuries that crushed her skull. Jamie's ex-wife and Avery's mother, Britney Roll Mayes, is in jail, charged with her murder. This isn't the first time Britney faces allegations of harming her daughter.
She just would snap.
In emails, court records, and documents from Hamilton County Job and Family Services, or JFS, Avery's family, a doctor, teacher, and others reported alleged abuse of Avery to JFS for years. Jamie's mother, Tammy Risen, reported alleged abuse in dozens of emails to JFS, attaching photos of bruises, marks, and cuts on Avery when she returned from visits with her mother. Tammy also recorded Avery describing what was happening to her.
And Mommy put a belt on my back. She put tape on my mouth. She put tape on my legs and I was stuck.
JFS investigated the claims, but Tammy and her husband, Jonathan Risen, say they were accused of coaching Avery.
They told you that you were coaching her.
Yes.
Avery's abuse began shortly after she was born. On October 19th, 2011,
You were there.
Yes, I was asleep.
Jamie says he awakened to the piercing sound of Avery crying.
We had like a little rocker that sat on the floor, and Avery was in that screaming her head off.
Avery was less than a month old. Her skull was fractured. At first, Britney claimed it was an accident.
In the beginning, when that happened, she tried to blame my dog.
Later, in a report from a psychological evaluation, Britney said, "I just had a gut feeling Jamie had something to do with it." But in the criminal complaint, a detective stated Britney confessed to harming Avery. Britney was arrested and charged with felonious assault. She pleaded guilty to a lesser charge of child endangerment and was sent to prison for 6 months. Jamie, who was 20 years old at the time, had no job, no home, and no stability, and says he chose not to fight for custody of Avery.
Did you understand at the time that they were removing you as a bona fide parent to raise your daughter?
I did not.
Do you understand that now?
Oh, yeah.
JFS and court documents revealed Jamie repeatedly asked that his mother, Tammy, and his stepfather, Jonathan Risen, get custody and raise Avery in a stable home. But Jamie says he never told anyone that he would stop being an active father.
You wanted to help raise your daughter,
Of course. Any father would.
and you wanted her to be here,
Yes.
which was a stable home.
Yes.
Jamie's vision for his daughter's future quickly vanished.
Brittany gets out of jail, and then poof, restraining order against me, and I can't see her no more.
Britney claimed Jamie was abusive. Jamie claimed Britney abused him. And according to Jamie, the JFS social worker sided with Britney.
She tried to put everything on me like, oh, this is my fault. Job and Family Services was out to get me since Avery got hurt.
They blamed you.
Yes.
Tammy and Jonathan did get temporary custody of Avery, but Jamie was barred from visiting his daughter at their home.
They said I didn't want her, and that's not true.
In February of 2014, JFS recommended the Risens get permanent custody of Avery. But in March of 2015, over the objections of most of Avery's family, the guardian ad litem recommended Britney get permanent custody. The Guardian wrote she has no concerns with this placement. Within 17 months, Avery was dead.
What'd they take from you?
Everything. Most important person in the world to me, they took. And they didn't give me any room to fight to get her back.
I requested an interview and all information about Avery's case from JFS, but I was turned down twice. In an email, the Assistant Director of Communications wrote that most of the records I requested are not public and that the Hamilton County Prosecutor's Office denied releasing any records that are. But I did get these. These are personnel records, and in it, JFS did find, quote, gross misconduct, neglect of duty, and a failure to recognize the seriousness of concerns in 9 separate calls about Avery to the child abuse hotline. This will be at the center of my next story in our continuing investigation, Failure to Protect Avery. I'm Duane Pohlman.